Hello everybody, I'm your host Hojat, and today we are going to be making a Turkish food called Davud Pashad. It's incredibly delicious as it's meatballs with a kind of pomegranate sauce. It tastes delicious and you need all of these different food items to make this. Pepper, salt, turmeric, paprika, cinnamon powder, 4 onions, pomegranate sauce, which you can get from Arabic, Persian, or Turkish stores, maple syrup, tomato paste, 1 egg, around a bowl full of walnuts, ground beef. By the way, do keep in mind that this meal is commonly had with rice. I had some leftover rice from yesterday, so I just used that. So, make some rice with this. Or you could have it in a sandwich, I don't care. Let's prepare our meatballs before we make the actual sauce. Step 1, we're going to take 2 of our 4 onions and just grind them. This is going to be combined with our beef to give it some more flavor. Now that we have our grounded up onions, we are going to put in our ground beef along with the following ingredients: salt, pepper, paprika, turmeric, cinnamon, and finally 1 egg for some added protein. Now we need to mix our ingredients. I did mention the pesto pasta video, but what you want to do is you want to go around in a circle like this, grabbing it all together, and then you grab a chunk of meat and you slap it. This will help ensure that there's not as much air between your meat, which will help it stick together when you're making it into ball form. Now we're going to turn our meat into meatballs. We're just going to grab some and turn it into ball form. Make sure you don't make your meatballs too big or else it's not going to be as easy to cook. I like to have this dish with multiple small balls instead of just a bunch of big ones. I'm so sorry you had to experience that in my kitchen. After preheating your pan, we are going to put in all of your meatballs and let them cook on high while you're placing them in. And once they're all in, you're just going to turn it down a little, close to around medium heat. Once all of your meatballs have cooked, you can turn off the burner and just start scooping all of your meatballs into a nearby plate. Because we are going to be combining these with our sauce once we make it, of course. Since our meatballs are ready, we're going to move on to cutting our onions, which will be added on to our sauce, which will add some extra flavor. I have gotten some brand new knives, and these things are amazing for cooking, though I would be lying if I say I haven't cut myself already. Oh, what will we ever do? It's gonna take us so long to cut this whole onion. Oh, it's done. Well, that was easy. Turn your burner on near medium and simply put in your onions. While they're cooking, stir them often, and after this, we're gonna pour in our meatballs. Also, add some turmeric in with the onions. Turn your burner on low and place in your meatballs. And while these cook together, we're gonna be moving on to the next step of this dish. Now we're gonna grab our mortar and pestle, and while our meat is cooking with our onions, we are going to be grinding up our walnuts. Love the forearm pump that I'm getting from this. Oh yeah. Grinded up walnuts will look like this. Turn your burner to around halfway to medium heat from low heat, and then add in your crushed up walnuts. These will be cooking with the meatballs and the onions for around 2 minutes. And then we add the other ingredients of the sauce. The next ingredient we're gonna add is around half a spoon of tomato paste. Right here. This will be with the meat for around a minute before we add the next ingredient. It's now time to add 3 spoons of our pomegranate sauce. And our final spoon. The pomegranate juice along with the tomato paste will cook with the meatballs for around 2 more minutes before we add our next ingredient. For our final 2 ingredients, we're going to add 1 spoon of maple syrup so that our sauce isn't so sour. Then we stir. And finally, add our 1/2 cup of water. We're going to put the burner on high, put the lid on, and once the water starts boiling, put the burner on low to let it cook for around 30 minutes to 1 hour. Time for a final taste test. Let's see how this turned out. Not bad. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as well as today's recipe. Have a great day.